Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Pass Pirate Pay, the movie discussion show. My name is Ken. I'm your host, alongside my co-host, Andy. Andy, how are you today?
I am well, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. So this week on the show, we've got a trio of animated movies.
Yes.
The movies we're picking this week are Heavy Metal, Elio, and K-pop Demon Hunters. Which is quite the sensation, apparently. You know,
quite the sensation.
It's doing very well, doing some very good business.
Yeah.
This is our first show with animated movies. It's very strange. You and I.
It is.
You and I are both fans of the animation genre.
Yeah.
This should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's dive right in. Let's go. Let's go back to 1981.
81. What a year!
Get ourselves into some heavy metal. This movie is directed by Gerald Potterton, although it's an anthology movie. So
it only had one director? Or?
Well, so in the opening credits of the movie, it only lists the one director, but then in the closing credits, it breaks it down segment by segment, and each segment has its own different director. So there's
I figured.
Yeah, there's like a total of 10 different directors and like 10 different screenwriters in this movie because of the anthology of it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story of this movie is there's a green orb. It's called the Lochnar.
Yeah, that's kind of the through line, right?
Yeah, it's the through line. Yeah, exactly. The framing device for the anthology is there's a dude. He's driving around in a space convertible.
What did this first segment remind you of? Did it remind you of anything?
No.
It reminded me of something a lot.
Ooh, okay, what's that?
The Fifth Element.
Oh, interesting. Oh, you're talking about the cab driver part.
Yeah. Oh, this is a different one. Yeah, you're talking about the actual intro part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, the first segment. Actually, you know what? A movie that I really love that I was very much reminded by this whole thing is Sin City.
Oh, I like Sin City. Yeah.
I love Sin City.
Yeah.
So this movie kind of feels like, because again, it's an anthology, and it's just like we're in this weirdly futuristic time period, and things are kind of gritty and dark, and stuff is happening. But yeah, so we start off. This dude is driving a space convertible out in outer space with the top down, like you do. And then he lands and he comes and sees his daughter, and he brings her this present, this green orb, the Lochnar, and it proceeds to melt him immediately, turning him into
he's
bones and then dust. And
he made the space convertible ride, but he couldn't make the opening of the MacGuffin.
Right. And then the Lochnar starts talking to his daughter, who seems to be like a teenager, maybe, threatening her, telling her that he's going to kill her, but first I'm going to tell you some stories. I'm going to tell you who I am. So that's the frame of the story, right? The Lochnar is telling this terrified girl all of the things that it has destroyed. All right, so the first segment, as you mentioned, it takes place in New York City in the year 2031. One thing I really enjoyed about this is imagining what people in 1981 felt the world of 2031 was going to look like, right?
There's a lot of that we can look back on now.
It's great. Like, you're watching the show Alien Earth, as am I. And one thing, because we're basing this in the universe of the 1979 Alien, all of the technology in that is like based on what people in 1979 thought the technology of the future would look like.
Right. And it's still like really green,
right? Exactly. It's like
digital.
Yeah, it's like MS-DOS on all the computer screens, which I thought was really cool. And this is the same kind of thing, right? Where it's just like everything is all still real. Like, nobody thought of touch screens or anything in this. It's all really like tactile kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like we're in New York. We're in like the Travis Bickle Taxi Driver version of New York, except we've gone 50 years down the line, and the city has gotten seedier and shittier. Except now we have all these technology with ray guns and stuff. This was actually my favorite segment of the movie. The first one is my favorite. So there's this cab driver, this beautiful woman. Her father had encountered the Lochnar, and there are like some dudes from other planets who are like, they're trying to get it from her, and she just wants to find some way to get rid of it and get some money. So they work out a deal where this cab driver is helping her, and she's gonna get this money from this weird alien dude because he wants to harness the power of the Lochnar for himself, right? It's all totally ridiculous. So the real through line for this movie is a 15-year-old boy's fantasy.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Right? Like the woman in
this
the cab.
sounds like a bunch of 15-year-old kids were like getting stoned in their basement and going, you know, it'd be cool. And then that's how the whole movie started.
Exactly. So like almost every segment in this movie features a woman. All of the women are exactly the same body type, right? They're all just
super hot, hourglass, buxom, big old titties,
just gigantic breasts. And you know, so this version is this woman in this one, she's very much the same. And you know, she's got this plan. She's gonna get the cabbie on her side. You know, he's like, you could sleep on the couch if you want. And then next thing you know, she's naked and she's climbing into bed with him. And another through line in this movie is that all of these dudes who are the stand-ins for the 15-year-old boys in the audience are just like really super good at sex. They were like, oh man, I was on fire. I pleased the hell out of this woman. But yeah, I just thought the way this segment, I like a lot of the look of this movie. I like the hand-drawn aesthetic.
Do you know how they did a lot of it?
No.
It's rotoscoping. You know about rotoscoping?
No, what's that?
It's where they take film and they film something.
Okay.
And then they draw the animation over it.
Oh, okay. So like a Scanner Darkly.
Yeah, same thing. That's rotoscoping.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that was what they did.
I don't know
here.
if it was all of that, but it was a lot of rotoscoping.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
metal.
cool. Yeah, because it looks cool. It's like it's just a cool looking movie. There's like the version of New York in this first segment, especially. Like I really like how like grimy and crappy everything is, even though we're in the future, you know?
Yeah.
And just I like the aesthetic of the movies really is just kind of cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's, you know, what that scene plays out with the cabbie helping her, and she gets her money from this dude, and as soon as the dude gives her the money and collects the Lochnar immediately melts his face because the Lochnar cannot be contained by anyone. No. But then she's going to turn on the cab driver and it's like, well, I know I said we'd split this money, baby, but I'm going to take it all for myself. But the cab driver has the secret weapon. He's got a switch where the gas pedals are, where he can just step on it and
fucks you up
and
back
just
there.
deploy a ray gun that will melt whoever is in the back seat of his cab. Yeah. So once she decides to turn on him, that's it. And I'm pretty sure I've never seen this movie. I thought I might have seen it when I was a kid, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
Yeah,
so I didn't know.
I know I have.
I did not know it was an anthology. So when once the cabbie scene is over and we're moving on to the next thing, I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's what this movie's about. I had no idea. So
you ever see on Netflix? You ever see Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah.
That guy was a huge fan of heavy metal.
That makes sense.
The guy who oversees all that.
Yeah.
He was a massive. He wanted to do heavy metal, but Netflix wouldn't let him. They didn't want to do heavy metal, so they did Love, Death, and Robots instead.
Yeah, there are definitely some of the shorts in Love, Death, and Robots that are like equally as horny as this movie. So I could definitely see.
I think Love, Death, and Robots is classier.
Yeah, for sure. But there are some of them that are like you know, it's basically softcore anime porn, right? Like that's what this movie is, and that's what a couple of the sketches on Love, Death, and Robots are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, we could go into what each of the segments of the anthology are. There's the second one is totally ridiculous, where this dorky dude, voiced by John Candy.
That's right, it's John Candy.
So that's one thing.
A lot of big voices.
So this movie, it's got John Candy, Harold Ramis, Eugene Levy, Joe Flaherty.
So all the guys from Second City?
It's SCTV, right? Yeah, it's just like, it's really strange. I don't know if this movie was like made in partnership with Second City, but it's like, yeah, all of these guys are in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second sequence, this dorky John Candy dude gets somehow teleported to some other planet by the Lochnar.
And transformed, right?
And turned into this like giant buff dude
who's super good at sex.
Who's also super good at sex. So there's there's a war going on this planet where there's this queen, and she looks exactly like all the other women, and she's taking her clothes off at every opportunity because we got to see these animated breasts every time we get a chance. So she is trying to do a human sacrifice, and so the John Candy guy, the human sacrifice woman, also looks exactly the same, also naked.
Yeah.
And so yeah, John Candy like dives into the water that they're drowning her in and saves her, and then they wind up with this other dorky dude who's trying to combat the queen and like there's a whole thing, and basically John Candy is going to have sex with both of these women, and that's the whole point of the story that's going on. So then it gets a little strange, right? There's one of the stories is like there's a trial of some like naval captain dude.
Yeah.
And
he turns into like a big monster, right?
Well, the dude who is testifying on his behalf turns into a giant monster, right? But like that dude is voiced by Eugene Levy, and he's like the captain guy who's on trial, and he's like the protagonist of the scene, except they're like reading some of the things that he's done, and it's like you're charged with 37 counts of rape, and then there's like something with like a child prostitution ring that's going on in here. It's just like this guy is like Jeffrey Epstein, and we're like he's the hero of this segment. Like, what the fuck is going on here? It's very strange. But yeah, so but all of the scenes are wind up being kind of the same story, right? And then the last one we get into, it's another weird alien civilization, right? Mm-hmm. And so the Lochnar, the green orb, creates like a lava river or something, and all of the dudes who get caught up in the lava river survive and become monsters, and then they like these monster dudes start taking over the rest of the planet, and the people who are in charge of the planet are like, well, there used to be this race of defenders, and there's one of these defenders left. Let's summon the defender. And they do this, and of course the defender is another large-breasted woman.
Yep.
There's like a 90-second long extended sequence of watching this woman like don her battle gear. Yeah. So like she starts out naked, and like she's putting on these like thigh-high hooker boots, and like and like strapping this like very tiny piece of tape over her gigantic breasts. It's like the whole thing is so ridiculous. But yeah, so then we learn what we learn at the end is that the little girl that the orb is taunting while he's telling these stories is the next member of this race of defenders, like
the pterodonals or the pterodactyl riders, something.
Yeah, she rides like a giant flying dinosaur.
Yeah.
And it's all really weird, like where all everybody's talking about is what great warriors these people are, but this woman basically does not fight well at any point. She gets killed.
But that is kind of the secret of movie fighting. You can't just go in there and whoop ass.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
Rocky taught us that.
But I guess she's enough of a warrior to defeat the evil. And then the next generation is this little girl. And then she becomes the next dinosaur rider, flyer woman person.
Yeah.
And the universe can carry on safely, and the green orb will be held at bay or defeated. It's like, this is totally ridiculous movie.
It is. I think if this movie would have came around when I was 15 and when I was into comic books, there was a lot of comic book artists that were artists on this.
Okay.
That I really admired back in my comic book days.
Yeah.
And it was like underground a little too. It wasn't like superheroes and stuff.
Okay.
It was like, there was, like I said, there was titties and curse words in it and stuff. So I think if this would have came out at the right time for me, I would have loved it.
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt that if I had seen this movie when I was 14, it would have absolutely blown my mind. I would have thought this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my
14
entire life.
And we hadn't seen things like it before,
right,
because it was kind of a first.
Yeah. I guess we should also talk about the music.
Oh yeah, that was featured. It was like at the top of the credits,
right? So like the music it's like
all butt rock.
A lot of the worst music of this era.
Like I consider butt rock like hair metal.
But I mean, there is some of that in there.
Is there?
Like Sammy Hagar is on the soundtrack, and Journey, and like all this like.
Yeah, I think that I consider that like classic rock.
Yeah, I guess, man. I
butt rocking, that's like Poison, and
I don't see any real difference between that and Journey. Like it's all that arena rock bullshit. It's just like Journey didn't wear, poofy hair and eyeshadow, but they do the same kind of garbage music.
It's a very fine line.
Yeah. But yeah, the music is not good. There's a lot of like extended sequences set to the popular hard rock of the time.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's supposed to be like
it's called heavy metal.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a couple of songs in the movie called heavy metal, right? Like where the guy is singing about heavy metal.
And that was before like heavy metal really even existed, right? Like or what we consider heavy metal?
I don't know. I mean, I think most people would say that like Black Sabbath invented heavy metal. That was 10 plus years before this movie, you know?
Yeah.
Or Led Zeppelin. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is 1981. That's like the same year as the first Metallica album.
They weren't on it though, were they?
No. This was before. I mean, they didn't get big until Metallica didn't get big until later. But
yeah,
no. The music in this movie is way too shitty and not interesting for the early version of Metallica to want anything to do with, right?
Yeah.
Like because back then those guys were like super serious. You know? But yeah, it's just like. A lot of, I guess this is intended to be a cool music video to go along with these cool new songs, right? So, and that's another thing. When I was 14, I was into that kind of shitty music.
So was I, yeah.
You know, so, like, again, this movie would have totally blown my mind.
Yeah, it would have been right up my alley.
Yep. Yeah.
We're just not the target demographic now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And we're going to get into that when we discuss later movies in this series.
Okay.
where you know, the target demographic versus us not really intersecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This movie is it's fine for me. A lot of the animation I think looks cool.
Yeah. I think that might be a through line to all three of these movies. Yeah. I think the animation was great in all of them.
Yeah. And I don't like the music at all. And as you know, this is a movie for horny, lonely dorks, right?
Yeah.
And I am a horny, lonely dork. And there's like, this is the thing where it's just like, I can understand the appeal of this movie.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I could too. Like when I was watching it, like I was having a laugh at my earlier self.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking like, man, there was a point in my life where I would have thought this was the greatest thing on earth. And I was like, that's funny. And it made me laugh. And all the things that happened in the movie made me laugh because of that.
Right. Just thinking about yourself.
Yeah. In a movie theater going, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, I don't really have much more to say about this movie. You know, it's just, it is what it is. It is totally, fully, gloriously itself.
Yeah.
You know, it's not trying to be anything other than what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, so for that, I think it's somewhat successful.
All right. So, Ken, are we going to give heavy metal a pass, pirate, or pay?
It's a pirate for me.
It is?
Yeah, it's a pirate.
That's kind of high praise. I didn't expect you to be there.
Yeah, like I said, the look of it was cool enough, and you know,
I'm barely a pirate.
Okay,
I was leaning on pass.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, I was really on board for the first couple of segments. I thought it was doing cool and interesting things, and then it just kind of got repetitive and not. Yeah, you know,
I rolled my eyes a number of times.
Yeah.
During this movie, like, ugh.
Yeah,
it's just fucking dumb. You know, but there was a bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah,
and yeah, so I'm barely a pirate.
Yeah, that's all right. So 2 pirates, good for heavy metal.
Right. Yeah, they squeak by.
All right. Our second movie this week is 2025's Elio, the most recent Pixar release. This movie's directed by Madeline. This is another one with multiple directors, which I don't really understand because in the opening credits, it says directed by Madeline Shafarian and Dalmi Shi. But then at the end in the end credits, it says directed by Adrian Molina. So it's just like it's really weird, and it doesn't say like assistant director or segment director. It just actually says directed by these people. So I don't really know how that works. I don't know
how they handle things.
Yeah, it's very strange. I mean, this is obviously a very big production of a movie. Like there's a lot of computer animation being done on this, so I'm sure this is a project that took many people to create
and many years.
Yeah, this is a very big movie.
I want to talk about how you feel about Pixar in general.
So
I'm a huge fan.
Used to be, I was a huge fan.
Yeah,
but then I don't know. There are very few Pixar movies that I've seen that I don't like. Yeah, but there are also. It used to be like 10 years ago. Whenever a Pixar movie would come out, it was an event.
Yeah,
it was like
I went to like midnight shows.
I have to see this movie. I can't wait to see this movie. It's going to be amazing. But now there are a bunch of Pixar movies that I haven't seen. Like this one came and went without my having seen it.
I never came without a lot of people saying it.
I never saw Luca.
I saw Luca.
Yeah, there's this bunch that I haven't.
Did
really
you
seen.
see the one with the fantasy one in the fantasy land? What was that? With the purple guys.
Oh no, I didn't see that one either.
Okay, I saw that one.
Yeah, I saw Inside Out 2, but before that, I think the last Pixar movie I might have seen is Soul.
Okay,
and that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think. So yeah, but it's like I said, every time I watch a Pixar movie, I'm almost never disappointed. I think that they're usually quite good.
Yeah. Cars.
Well, of course. I certainly never saw the Cars sequels, so I'm sure those are not good.
No.
But yeah, for the most part, they're really good. I mean, and even like weird things where it's just like they just keep churning out sequels, you know. But like Inside Out 2 is really good. Finding Dory is really good.
Yeah, all the Toy Story movies.
The Toy Story movies. The Toy Story 3 is the best Toy Story movie. Like it's just like they know what they're doing. They know how to do it. So.
I have an argument, though. I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about at the top of this or the bottom, but
sure, no, go.
I think they might be the tricks might be getting old.
Okay, really?
You know?
For
I
me,
think we know what to expect,
yeah,
and the emotional impact isn't there as much.
Yeah, see, I did not have that for this one.
Yeah,
I found myself very, very much caught up in what was going on in this movie.
I didn't dislike it.
Yeah,
but I expected everything.
Yeah. That's the thing. The thing about this movie is. The story is very straightforward. Like you said, it's a Pixar movie and we kind of know what we're going to get, right? So this kid, Elio, his parents have died and he's living with his aunt and they're having difficulty connecting with each other, right? So he's struggling because he doesn't have this parental figure and she can't figure out how to connect with him. So then he gets abducted by aliens and brought into outer space.
Yeah.
And then eventually he meets another kid who's having a difficult time connecting with his parents. So this is Glorden is the name of the kid. And he's like, the way he's introduced is really cool. I thought where it's like, cause he looks like a miniature version of a sandworm from Dune.
He's like a larva.
Yeah.
He's like a little larva.
With like super sharp teeth, like a whole ring of giant sharp teeth in his mouth. And it's just like when he comes across Elio the first time, it's like, wow, this is a terrifying monster. But then eventually it turns out he's just a child.
He's just another kid. Yeah.
And some of the best stuff in this movie I thought was, it seems like the people who made this movie really understand the way kids behave a lot of the time. Because the kids are very kid-like in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a really cool, I thought, montage of Elio and Glorden like bonding and becoming friends with each other. And the things that they're doing to show that they're bonding is like they're like dapping each other to do these like elaborate fun handshakes. And then they're also gorging themselves on junk food and throwing up. Like it's just like these two kids, given all of the infinite resources that are available to them in this movie, this is what they're going to do, right? They're gonna eat too much junk food and puke all over the place. I thought it was very interesting and relatable. But yeah, like you said, the through line of these 3 episodes is the way that the look of the animation. Yeah. This movie looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
It is so cool looking. Like when Elio is abducted, he's like brought through this wormhole. And the way that they animate that, it just looks really cool. And where he is brought when he's abducted is to this place called the Communiverse, which is where all of the best representatives of all of the alien races throughout the universe come together into like this, giant city council or whatever. But that whole part looks really cool too. The aliens that he encounters, they all look really cool. There's like a liquid supercomputer character that is like shape-shifting all over the place too, and that looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's just a really excellent looking movie. Like it's fantastically animated. It just looks fantastic. I was totally blown away by how cool everything looked. But I just thought it had some cool and interesting ideas too, right? Like one of the things that the movie talks about a lot is the idea of being alone, right? Like the reason why Elio and why all human beings look to the sky is that like we're all wondering whether or not we're alone in the universe, right? And so the movie does an excellent job, I think, of tying in the idea of being alone in the universe with the idea of loneliness, because Elio is a super weird kid and he has no friends on Earth, and so he feels like he's totally alone, and that's the reason why he is so keen on being abducted by aliens, because he's like, Earth sucks for him and he just wants to go try someplace else.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really interesting and cool idea too. And then there's Pixar has a tendency to do this parents and children related stuff, right?
Yeah.
And there are two different relationships, Elio and his aunt, and Glorden and his father, where I thought the emotional resonance of those two relationships was really, really real for me.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a scene where with Elio and his aunt where they're finally making a connection, and like I teared up.
Yeah,
I thought it was
the old Pixar tears.
Yeah, they got me good. They just keep getting me.
Yeah,
and it's just like, this is I don't know.
It didn't get me
really
this time, because I kind of knew where the ship was going the entire time.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I just think they do such a good job of creating interesting characters that even though you know the beats the story is going to hit, the characters are just so well drawn to make it seem real that it still hits me. It still is able to hit me pretty hard.
I know the worst one for me was Up.
Okay.
And right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I went and saw that in the movie theater, and it was a midnight show, so it was all grown-ups.
Yeah.
And goddamn.
Yeah.
Did the emotional steamroller just hit us all at once?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I think the end of Toy Story 3 is also like that, where they're about to go into the incinerator or whatever. That's just like, oh my god, it's just. But yeah, I get that. Like you said, I get that from almost every Pixar movie. I get that kind of. It's not always as powerful, but this one, you know, it hit me. I was crying. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Like I was totally on
it
board
for you.
Yeah, I was totally on board for it. There's one thing I want to mention that I thought was really cool. There's another thing in the Communiverse where it's the
DNA cloner.
No, that's really cool too.
I really like the DNA clone.
That was really cool, where they could just like take clay. Yeah. Oh, the Elio clone.
Yeah. There's a really funny gag in there that I loved.
Which one?
Where the clone is about to just like disintegrate.
Yeah, it's so good.
And he goes, "If you want to, you can pour me on some plants." And then he goes,
yeah. So last week we did creepy kids, right?
Yeah.
So when the Elio clone is about to become the pile of goo that he becomes once he's no longer
create
needed,
a diversion.
He like comes like stumbling up to these military guys, and it's like, oh man, he's a creepy kid. He's a super creepy kid, and then he like melts, and he just starts melting. It's so creepy and gross. It's awesome. But there's also a cool scene where the clone is doing like yard work, and he's using hedge clippers to prune this bush, and he chops off his own finger, and he's like, uh-oh, and he just puts it right back on. Yeah, that stuff was really cool too. But no, the thing I want to talk about at the Communiverse was the Universal Users Manual, where it's just like this thing that has all of the answers to all of any questions anybody might want to ask. So he keeps coming up to Elio and he's like, "Would you like to know the meaning of life?" And all Elio can think to do is just like, "Oh, I have a question for you. Who would win in a fight, a gorilla with a baseball bat or 10 chimpanzees?" And the user's manual is just so exasperated at the stupidity of the questions, because he's like, I have this depth of knowledge that I can impart on you, and all you want to know is these really stupid things. So his initial answer to the question is like, when people fight, no one wins. And Elio's like, come on, man. He's like, the gorilla. I just thought that was really great. That's a really great bit. Like, what would happen if a 10-year-old had access to a being that could answer the questions, the deep, dividing philosophical questions of all mankind, and this is what he would ask. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really funny. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed that this didn't work for you. I was really, really on board.
I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
I just, like, usually when I turn on a Pixar movie, I get ready to be like emotionally crushed at some point in the most loving way. And it didn't happen for me on this one.
That's a shame. It is a shame.
Like it has on others. Yeah. But I didn't dislike the movie. I thought the movie was really good. I thought the animation was good. I thought the story was really good. I thought the like you said, the kids were really authentic.
Yep.
And yeah, I really dug it.
Because Pixar has so many movies that I really love, I wouldn't say this is like a top tier Pixar movie, but I just feel like even average Pixar is still so much better than most things. And that's what this is to me. This is an average Pixar movie that is just going to be so much better than so many different things, you know?
Do you remember the character at NASA who was all wrapped up in the aliens?
Oh, Melmac.
Yeah. Did you got that right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that was.
Should we tell our listeners?
Yeah, there might be
don't know.
There might be some people out there who are not aware of Melmac, which is the planet from which Alf has come.
Yeah, Alf's home planet.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody out there listening has no idea what who Alf is.
I'm sure a lot of people do now.
But who's listening to our podcast who doesn't?
I don't know. The tens of people out there. Right. Maybe the guy in Germany.
Oh, that could be. I don't know
how popular Alf was in Germany.
Alf might not have made Yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch, having the guy named Melmac.
So that was definitely a Gen X touch.
Yeah,
so
for
there's
sure.
a Gen Xer writing for Pixar.
Yeah, for sure.
So what would you give Elio? Pass, pirate, or pay?
It's definitely a pay for me.
Yeah, it's a pay for me too.
Nice. All right, our final movie on the in our first animation series is K-pop Demon Hunters from 2025.
K-pop Demon Hunters,
This movie's directed by Chris Applehands and Maggie Kang. So I know that the main song from this movie,
the one they sing a bunch of times, Golden.
Yeah, Golden, is actually a song. I heard it on the radio when I was getting my haircut recently.
So were the two songs by the boy band.
Okay.
They just
Soda
charted.
Pop.
Yeah, Soda Pop just charted, and another one.
So are these real bands?
I don't think so. I think this is all created for the movie.
Yeah. So this is what I know about K-pop. What do I know about anything, right? This is, but like, yeah. So Huntrix is not a real band. So there's a real band out there, a real K-pop girl band who sings Golden, and they're using their voices to play the band Huntrix in this movie.
I don't know if it's a band. I think it might have been composers and writers and singers.
Okay.
That did it.
Okay, because in the credits, the three actresses who play the characters, the girls in Huntrix, the speaking voices are different actors than the singing voices.
Okay.
So I don't know if the singers are just like an actual K-pop group.
I don't either.
Yeah, I have no idea. But anyway, here's what this movie is. There's a girl group called Huntrix, and throughout the history of the world, I guess, there are always three young women who, through the power of their voices and I guess sword fighting,
oh yeah, kicking ass,
are in charge of keeping this horde of demons that are constantly trying to eat the souls of humanity at bay.
Right.
And the way they do this is they create a thing called the Hanmoon. The power of the harmony of their voices and their songwriting abilities create this like barrier that prevents the demons from escaping. And one day soon, hopefully, they're going to be able to create a golden Hanmoon by singing a song so spectacular that the demons will never be able to escape again.
Yeah, you didn't get lost here. You
I got
it all.
I'm on it, right?
You're on it.
I watched this movie 4 times.
What?
No. So the demons are just constantly getting themselves killed by these singers, these three young women, because they have these blades, and they just, if there are 100 demons and these three women, they're gonna get, the demons just have no shot. They even outnumbering them by that many people, they're just gonna get mowed down.
Supreme ass kickers.
They're just gonna get mowed down. So we gotta come up with the demon leader, the demon king. He's got to come up with a new plan of attack.
Yeah.
And so there's a male demon who has a lovely singing voice.
Yeah.
And so he's got a great plan where he's going to form a 5-boy demon boy band.
Yeah.
And they're going to challenge the popularity of Huntrix.
Yeah.
And by doing so, end the Han Moon so that the demons can, this movie's insane. So that the demons can finally come out and feed on the souls of all humankind.
Yeah.
So what a very strange movie. Very, very strange.
It is strange.
So
what did you think of it?
I God damn it, man. I kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it too.
It's kind of good. It's a pretty good movie.
I was hoping you would, but I didn't know. But I was watching it. I'm like, is this a good movie?
This is kind of good.
Like partway through, I'm like, am I like liking this?
It's unbelievable. So there's a lot of like admirably goofy things that are happening in this movie. Like there are a bunch of scenes where all of the demons in the boy band are like super hot.
Yeah.
And so
and they like them. They have crushes on them.
They're all the 3 Huntrix girls are like super turned on over and over. There's one of the demon boy band members, his name is Abby because he has a 6-pack and he's just constantly showing off his 6-pack, and every time he does, the 2 side members, like not the main member, her name is Rumi. She's the Beyonce of Huntrix.
Yeah.
The other 2 though, every time Abby shows up, they're just like totally drooling all over themselves. They're so horny for this guy.
And they know they're demons.
Right, and they were aware. So yeah, it's revealed eventually that Rumi, the leader of Huntrix, her father was a demon, so she's half demon.
Yeah.
And the way you can tell the demons in this world is they have like these patterns on their skin.
Yeah.
Like they look like really shitty tattoo sleeves that some douchebag might be wearing.
Yeah.
But so she has these patterns, but she can't tell anybody. She can't even tell the other 2 members.
No, because they would have to kill her. They're demon hunters.
Right, they're demon hunters.
Yeah.
So she has to keep this hidden from them, from everyone, from the entire world.
Yeah.
No one can know. But it's foretold that once the golden Han Moon appears, that her patterns will finally go away forever, and she'll be free of all of this thing.
Mm-hmm. But they're getting worse and worse.
They are getting worse. And the reason why the boy band is able to get so much popularity is because the patterns are making it so that Rumi can't sing as well. So they have to like postpone these concerts, and it's just like just at this moment where this new band is taking shape and taking everyone by storm. Now Huntrix is nowhere to be seen because their lead singer has a screwed up voice because of the patterns on her skin.
Yeah.
This movie's insane. It's totally dumb and ridiculous. But like I said, I kind of like it. I thought it's really kind of interesting.
Also, what really helps, I think, and what's doing a lot of the heavy lifting here is that really cool Spider-Verse animation.
It does have really cool animation style for sure.
I don't know how they came up with that or what they did, but I was watching my Corridor crew guys, like visual effects guys, and they said the Spider-Verse movies are too edited.
Okay.
Like it's too frenetic. It cuts around too much. And they kind of solve that with this.
Okay.
And I noticed that a little bit when I was watching the clips from it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
I think the frenetic nature of the Spider-Verse movies is the point, though, right? I think that's part of the...
Yeah.
I just love the way those movies look.
But it was less in this.
Yeah.
And they did like borrow a lot from like anime and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I am not a fan of. I never have been.
There are a bunch of scenes where, especially when the girls are like in love, where their faces do the super anime style,
right?
Like,
where
gaga
they
looking.
Change completely.
Yeah, exactly.
And, they borrowed a lot from anime, and the thing is, like, I love so many things about Asian culture. I love the food. I love like feudal Japan.
Yeah.
I love I love tons of stuff about Asian culture. I just don't like any anime.
Okay.
It for some reason I can't get into it.
Yeah, you don't even like Miyazaki movies,
no,
right?
I don't even like the crazy, the ones that are crazy good. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like the Studio Ghibli stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
But this was enough of like the computer animation style with just little hints of anime that it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
So.
I actually also thought, like, so I mentioned before we're going to talk about this, where famously on another podcast, I was asked to discuss an album by One Direction.
Oh yeah, that was great.
And my point on that was, this is not for me.
Right.
I don't think it's my place to be critical of this thing, because the people who it is intended for are going to love it, and it's going to be totally their thing, right? Yeah. This movie, it's hard to imagine a movie that could be less made for a 45-year-old white man living in America, right? Yeah. Where it's just like, I have no... The music in this movie is totally unlistenable to me. Like, I just find it to be straight trash.
I did not find it to be trash.
I'm just not into it at all.
I thought it was good pop.
It's just not. It's not my thing. I would never ever want to listen to any of the songs in this movie.
I never would choose to.
Yeah.
But if it's part of the story and it's just catchy, good pop, it's like.
So I got to thinking while I was watching this movie, if I were my age now, if I were 45 years old in 1964, and A Hard Day's Night came out.
Yeah.
What would I think of A Hard Day's Night?
Yeah.
At the movie? Because I think the movie, that's another movie where it's a fun and cool movie on its own. Mm-hmm. And it's only enhanced by the fact that it's all original songs by the Beatles, which is right in my wheelhouse, and I love this thing. Mm-hmm. But what would I think of that movie if I didn't like the music, right?
Right. If you were into Glenn Miller and...
Yeah, exactly. John Philip Sousa and stuff.
Whatever. I don't know about that far.
And I feel like this is the same kind of situation where it's just like, I can obviously tell this is not a thing that is for me, but I can see on the merits of what this thing is trying to do. It's a really successful movie. It's really good at doing what it wants to do.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's a really, like, if this movie is a sensation with kids, like young kids, which I'm sure it's going to be and will be, I think it's there's a really cool message at the heart of this movie where it's just like, so much of the movie is about shame and so many characters in this movie feeling shame about who they are.
Yeah.
And the movie is just like, hey, whatever you are is good enough. Don't have shame just for being who you are. Embrace who you are. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really cool message and good for kids. You know what I mean? I'm totally on board with it.
Yeah. And really well embedded in the story too.
Yeah, really well executed. Except one thing I did find a little bit strange is, so the leader of the boy band, he tells this story about how he came from a really poor family and the Demon King offered him this opportunity to come live this life of luxury as long as he abandons his family and leaves them to starve to death, right?
Yeah.
So he did this centuries ago.
Yeah.
And now he's just tormented by the memory of his family that he left to die, right?
Yeah.
And that's his shame. Right. And so by him connecting with Rumi, and they're both like, oh, we're both part demon, and the shame of our demonness is this thing that's taking us over, and we just got to get rid of that stuff. And it's like there's this cool bit of empathy between the way that Huntrix is eventually able to overcome the demons is by not trying to view them as 100% bad, right? Like they're trying to come at them from a place of understanding. Mm-hmm. And I think that's ultimately the point of the movie, right?
Yeah.
But then at the end, they're still just mowing down demons with swords the whole time. Like, even after they come to this revelation, they're still just murdering all of the demons.
Well, you come to an understanding with some of the demons. The rest need to die.
Right. They're just but that's it. None of the demons are spared in this movie. Only Rumi with her patterns. She's the only demon-like creature in this movie that is spared. All of the other ones are dead by the time the movie is over.
Well, spoiler alert.
So much for all that empathy. Yes, that was a spoiler. I apologize for spoiling K-pop Demon Hunter for any of our listeners.
All right, so is that it, Ken?
Yeah, I think that should do it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Would you give K-pop Demon Hunters a pass, pirate, or pay?
I think it's pay.
I think it is too.
It's right on the edge, I think. It's right on the border of pirate and pay, but I think I got to nudge it.
I remember when they were fighting the demons on top of the train, and I was just fully in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I love this movie.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was just not expecting it.
It's just such a weird. But like, it seems like everybody involved like really cared about it.
Yeah,
like for every aspect of it was good.
Yep.
Like so.
Yeah, it's just a good movie. They just did a good job with it. It looks great. It's got a good point, got a good message. It's got some songs I don't want to listen to. It's just good.
All right, so pay on K-pop Demon Hunters.
What the hell? What would have been the odds before we watched this movie?
I remember when I had already seen it, right?
Oh,
when
really?
I told you about it.
Did you?
I had already seen it when I gave it to you to watch, and I'm like, I think this might be good. I think you might like this.
I can't believe it.
So when I said K-pop Demon Hunters, you had no idea what it was?
No idea.
And you were like, shit.
I had never heard of it. I was ready for it to be just a gigantic piece of crap. But no, Netflix, this is a Netflix movie, and they just have all the money in the world right now. And they can just throw resources at this movie, and they didn't make like a cheap, crappy version of this movie that easily could have been done, right? They could have just had these songs and slapped them onto some crappy story with very basic animation and stuff like that, but they didn't. They put work into it. And you can also
tell the Asian influence was very strong.
Yeah.
Like, it had to have been, I don't know who made it, but it had to have been Asians that made it.
For sure.
Because it like all the ancient stuff was really like strong Asian. It all felt authentic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. K-pop Demon Hunter sailed through. No problem.
Could not have imagined. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right. So,
I just real quick.
Yeah.
For those scoring at home, in case not everybody listens to all of our episodes, for those scoring at home, K-pop Demon Hunters pay, The Shawshank Redemption pass. Just so you know, just so everybody, I want to make it very clear. Okay? That's where we stand.
It is wacky. All right, so let's talk about next week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Next week we are returning to the SKCU. The Stephen King Cinematic Universe.
I can't wait.
We are doing The Long Walk, which comes out the time we're recording. It comes out
Friday.
Tomorrow. Technically tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are doing Gerald's Game, which I believe is a Netflix movie. And we are doing an episode or a segment of Better Than Geely. And we are covering the classic The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, boy.
One of the worst Stephen King movies. One of the worst movies, I think.
Wow.
It's definitely on the list of...
Is it?
Top 50 or top 100.
Okay, great.
It's definitely on that list.
Okay, can't wait.
So Lawnmower Man.
Great.
All right, so that's next week.
Let's do that. See you next week.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to Pass Pirate Pay. This episode was produced by the one and only Andy Morris. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. We'd hate for you to miss out on all the fun. Curious about where to stream the movies we talked about? Head on over to passpiratepay.com. We've got everything listed with handy links on where to watch. You can also join the conversation on our Facebook page or stalk our cinematic musings on Letterboxd. Links are on the site. Got a movie or a TV show you think we should review? Fill out the contact form, or this is cool, you can even text us right through the episode player on our website's front page. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Until next time, keep watching, keep rating, and keep it past Pirate Pay.